Little glitch in the matrix. It turned off. I don't know. I don't think there's anything remote, but it turned off. So here we go. Of these two powers, the outward and changeable has been termed the conscious mind or the objective mind, dealing with the outward objects. The interior power is called the subconscious mind or the subjective mind, and besides, it works on the mental plane. It controls the regular functions which make physical life possible. Number 11. It is necessary to have a clear understanding of their respective functions on the mental plane, as well as of certain other basic principles perceiving and operating through the 5 physical senses. The conscious mind deals with the impressions and objects of the outward life. Ooh, shall we again? Do we know where we are? Do we know what's happening? The interior power is called the subconscious mind or subjective. And besides, it works on the mental plane. It controls the regular functions which make physical life possible. Number 11. It is necessary to have clear understanding of their respective functions on the mental plane, as well as of certain and other basic principles perceiving and operating through the 5 physical senses. The conscious mind deals with the impressions and objects of the outward life. Number 12. It has the faculty of discrimination, carrying with it the responsibility of choice. It has the power of reasoning, whether inductive, deductive, analytical, syllogistic, and the power may be developed to high degree. It is the seat of the will with all the energies that flow therefrom. It has faculty and discrimination, carrying with it the responsibility of choice. It has the power of reasoning, whether inductive or deductive, analytical or syllogistic, and this power may be developed to a high degree. It is the seat of the will with all the energies that flow therefrom. Number 13. Not only can it impress other minds, but it can direct the subconscious mind in this way. The conscious mind becomes the responsible ruler and guardian of the subconscious mind. Not only can it impress other minds, but it can direct the subconscious mind in a way that the conscious mind becomes the responsible ruler and guardian of the subconscious mind. It is this high function which can completely reverse conditions in your life. Hello? Again? Number 13. Not only can it impress other minds, but it can direct the subconscious mind. In this way, the conscious mind becomes the responsible ruler and guardian of the subconscious mind. It is this high function which can completely reverse conditions in your life. Number 14. It is often true that conditions of fear, worry, poverty, disease, inharmony, and evils of all kinds dominate us by reason of false suggestions accepted by the unguarded subconscious mind. All this the trained conscious mind can entirely prevent by its vigilant protective action. It may properly be called the watchman at the gate of the great subconscious domain. Number 15. One writer has expressed the chief distinction between the two phases of mind. Thus, conscious mind is reasoning will, subconscious mind is instinctive desire. The result of the past reasoning will. I call that fate / karma, biatches. I mean, lovers. I love you all. Number 16, the subconscious mind draws just and accurate inferences from premises furnished from outside sources. This was written in like 1860 or something. The languaging is sometimes challenging, which is why I read like I'm very special, because I am very special too. Number 16. The subconscious mind draws just and accurate inferences from premises furnished from outside sources. Where the premise is true, the subconscious mind reaches a faultless conclusion. But where the premise or suggestion is an error, the whole structure falls. The subconscious mind does not engage in the process of proving. It relies upon the conscious mind, the watchman at the gate, to guard it from mistaken impressions. Number 17. I'm kind of just like, oh, what the effing WTF in my head, like, okay, how is this correlating to my life and where have I been in this place before? Number 17, receiving any suggestion as true, the subconscious mind at once proceeds to act thereon in the whole domain of its tremendous field of work. The conscious mind can suggest either truth or error. If the latter, it is at the cost of the wide-reaching peril to the whole being. You know, when like you're doing something, like that devil's like, yeah, you're gonna sign this contract, and you're gonna probably suffer at the end of this, and I'm just gonna be sitting here like, you think about all the villains in all the Disney movies that I watched. Mainly, I'm thinking of like Ursula. You know, took Ariel's voice box to find Prince Charming, then she couldn't talk to him. Okay. So let's read number 17 again, because that is our karma. That is when when we're unconscious and we are, our little watchman at the gate is a little faulty. Receiving any suggestion as true, the subconscious mind at once proceeds to act thereon in the whole domain of its tremendous field of work. The conscious mind can suggest either truth or error. If the latter, it is at cost of the wide-reaching peril to the whole being. Number 18. The conscious mind ought to be on duty during every waking hour. When the watchman is off guard, or when its calmed judgment is suspended under a variety of circumstances, then the subconscious mind is unguarded and left open to suggestion from all sources. During the wild excitement of panic, or during the height of anger, or the impulses of the irresponsible mob, or at any other time of unrestrained passion, the conditions are most dangerous. The subconscious mind is then open to the suggestion of fear, hatred, selfishness, greed, self-deprecation, and other negative forces derived from the surrounding persons or circumstances. The result is usually unwholesome in the extreme, with the effects that may endure to distress it for a long time. Hence the great importance of guarding the subconscious mind from false impressions. Number 19. The subconscious mind perceives by intuition, hence its processes are rapid. It does not wait for the slow methods of conscious reasoning. In fact, it can not employ them. The subconscious mind perceives by initiation, hence, its processes are rapid. It does not wait for the slow methods of conscious reasoning. In fact, it cannot employ them. The subconscious mind never sleeps, never rests, any more than does your heart or your blood. It has been found by plainly stating to the subconscious mind certain specific things to be accomplished, forces are set in operation that lead to the result desired. That's manifestation, honey. Here, then, is the source of power, which places us in touch with the omnipotence. Herein is a deep principle which is well worth our most earnest study. The omnipotence, our most earnest study. Okay. Ready? Number 20. The subconscious mind never sleeps, never rests. We already read that one. We got it. Number 21. The operation of this law is interesting. Those who put it into operation find that when they go out to meet the person with whom they anticipate a difficult interview, something has been there before them and has dissolved the supposed differences. Everything is changed. All is harmonious. They find that when some difficult business problem presents itself, they can afford to make delay, and something suggests the proper solution. Everything is properly arranged. In fact, those who have learned to trust the subconscious find that they have infinite resources at their command. What that reminds me of is like if you're expecting to have a difficult interview, you're going to have a difficult interview. Number 22. The subconscious mind is the seat of our principles and our aspirations. It is the fount of our artistic and altruistic ideas. These instincts can only be overthrown by an elaborate and gradual process of undermining the innate principles. Number 23. The subconscious mind cannot argue controversially. Hence, if it has accepted wrong suggestions, the sure method of overcoming them is by the use of strong counter-suggestion, frequently repeated, which the mind must accept, thus eventually forming new and healthy habits of thought and life, for the subconscious mind is the seat of habit. That which we do over and over becomes mechanical. It is no longer an act of judgment, but has worn its deep grooves in the subconscious mind. This is favorable for us in the habit be wholesome and right. If the habit be wholesome and right. If it be harmful and wrong, the remedy is to recognize the omnipotence of the subconscious mind and suggest present actual freedom. The subconscious being creative and one with our divine source will at once create the freedom suggested. Hypnosis. 24. To sum up, the normal functions of the subconscious on the physical side have to do with the regular and vital processes by which the preservation of life and the restoration of health, with the care of offspring, which includes an instinctive desire to preserve all life and improve conditions generally. Number 25. On the mental side, it is the storehouse of memory. It harbors the wonderful thought messengers who work unhampered by time or space. It is in the fountain of the practical initiative and constructive forces of life. It is the seat of habit. Number 26. On the spiritual side, it is the source of ideas, of aspirations, of the imagination, and it is the channel through which we recognize our divine source. And in proportion as we recognize this divinity, do we come into an understanding of the source of power. Number 26, I'm reading it again. On the spiritual side, it is the source of ideals, of aspirations, of imagination, and is the channel through which we recognize our divine source. And in proportion as we recognize this divinity, do we come into an understanding of the source of power. This is kind of expanding into your potential. Once you see your potential, once you know your potential, you expand to your potential and beyond. Like right now, your goal might be $100,000, but if you, once you're at $100,000, you might be like, okay, now I know I can get it. I want 10 mil. Easy. What? Like it's hard? Number 27. Someone may ask, how can the subconscious change conditions? The reply is, because the subconscious is part of the universal mind, and a part must be the same in kind and quality as the whole. The only difference is of 1 degree. The whole, as we know, is creative. In fact, it is the only creator there is. Consequently, we find that the mind is creative, and as thought is the only activity which the mind possesses, thought must necessarily be creative also. Number 28. But we shall find that there is a vast difference between simply thinking and directing our thought consciously, systematically, and constructively. When we do this, we place our mind in harmony with the universal mind. We come into tune with the infinite. We set in operation the mightiest force in existence, the creative power of the universal mind. This is, as everything else, is governed by natural law, and this law is the law of attraction, which is that mind is creative and will automatically correlate with its object and bring it into manifestation. Number 29. Last week, I gave you an exercise for the purpose of securing control of the physical body. If you have accomplished this, you are ready to advance. This time, you will begin to control your thought. Always take the same room, the same chair, and the same position. Now, if possible, in some cases, it is not convenient to take the same room. In this case, simply make the best use of such conditions as may be available. Now be perfectly still as before, but inhabit all thought. That this will give you control over all thoughts of care, worry, and fear, and will enable you to entertain only kind of thoughts you desire. Continue this exercise until you gain complete mastery. So, you're controlling your thought by taking the same room, the same chair, and the same position, if possible. In some cases, it is not convenient to take the same room. In this case, simply make the best use of such conditions as may be available. Be perfectly still as before, but inhibit all thought. This will give you control over all thoughts of care, worry, and fear, and will enable you to entertain only kinds of thoughts you desire, the kind of thought you desire. It's not about stopping thought, it's not about not thinking, it's about controlling your mind to thoughts of desire. Continue this exercise until you gain complete mastery. Number 30. You will not be able to do this for more than a few moments at a time, but the exercise is valuable because it will be very practical demonstration of the great number of thoughts which are constantly trying to gain access to your mental world. Number 31. Next week, you will receive instructions for an exercise which may be a little more interesting, but it is necessary that you master this one first. Cause and effect is an absolute and understanding. Nope. I'm going to start that again. This is in like italics. Cause and effect is an absolute and what is that word? Unevading. UNDEVIATIN. Undeviating. Viating. Undeviating. Take 7. Cause and effect is an absolute undeviating in the hidden realms of thought, as in the world of visible and material things. Mind is the master weaver, both of the interior garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance. James Allen. Study questions. Number 11. What are the 2 modes of mental activity? Conscious and unconscious. I won. Subconscious. Conscious and subconscious. Number 12. Upon what do ease and perfection depend? Ease and perfection depend entirely upon the degree in which we cease to depend upon the conscious mind. Ease and perfection depend entirely upon the degree how much you can cease to stop to depend on the conscious. 13. What is the value of the subconscious? It is enormous. It guides us, warns us, controls the vital processes, and is in the seat of memory. 14. What are some of the functions of the conscious mind? It has the faculty of discrimination. It has the power of reasoning. It is the seat of the will and may impress the subconscious. Number 15. How does the distinction between the conscious and the subconscious been expressed? Conscious mind is reasoning will. Subconscious mind is instinctive desire, the result of past reasoning will. Number 16. What method is necessary in order to impress the subconscious? Mentally state what is wanted. What method is necessary in order to impress this? Sorry, that startled me. I think about Samson's right here, though, so we're good. Number 17. What will be the result? So mentally state what is wanted. What do you want? What's your desire? Speak it. Envision it. What will be the result? If the desired is in harmony with the forward movement of the great whole, forces will be set in motion, which will bring about the result. Amen. 18. What is the result of the operation of this law? Our environment reflects conditions corresponding to the predominant mental attitude in which we entertain. What are you entertaining? What mental thought are you having? What are you allowing to come into your consciousness? Number 19. What name has been given to this law? The law of attraction. Number 20. How is the law stated? Thought is a creative energy and will automatically correlate with its object and bring it into manifestation. Can you sit with that? This is manifestation. This is science. This is spirituality. This is hypnosis. This is meditation. This is fitness, health, well-being. These are the ways in which you can get exactly what you want from this life. These are the secrets of the universe. The Master Key System by Charles T. Hamill. Sit in stillness and control your thought and give yourself desired thoughts. This is why hypnosis works. This is why I do hypnosis. This is why I coach. This is why I teach. Because you can impress yourself with new imprints of the life you want to live. You just have to believe it. You have to construct this new way of being by impressing your subconscious so that it becomes what you allow in and what you let in. I gave a deep personal example of all of this in the podcast where I look just like this. So check that out. We'll link it below. You are creating this. Don't pussyfoot around. Decide what direction you're going, what path you're taking, what it is you want, what you desire. Because otherwise, fate and karma will lead. Your consciousness is going to be filled with BS, bad habits, unsatisfying, self-sabotaging modes of being. It's time to up level because you're worth it. I love you so much. Thank you for listening to me read. If you enjoy it, thumbs it up. If you didn't enjoy it, I'm sorry you're still here. But obviously, something kept you. Anyway, ciao for now. You are love. And we are all the allness of all.